on into the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from. On today, my name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and today we are actually discussing pipelines. And I know that may sound like something that is overreaching, that is a piece of jargon that you guys have no earthly idea what a pipeline is. Well, today, if you're losing track of your speaking opportunities or your business opportunities because you don't have a systematic way to manage prospects, interested people that cold or warm or even hot market from their initial inquiry with you to the confirmed booking, to the actual receipt of those funds, then today is your brand master and business coach. I want to let you know that I've seen business owners miss thousands of dollars and thousands in bookings because they couldn't track where each opportunity stood in their process. So because I myself have experienced this, I want to help you guys understand that it happens to all of us. After nearly 20 years in business, it happens to all of us. And today I want to share with you a checklist that I am now utilizing, right, to ensure that no more opportunities fall through the cracks. So if that is something that you feel is of interest to you, then today's topic, how to set up and use pipelines for emerging speakers. You can also utilize this for your brand and for your business. Then today's information is actually the day for you. Okay. So today I'm actually going to show you and talk with you about why creating pipelines specifically for the speaking industry, of course, but why pipelines actually will help you in this realm. Okay. Please understand that this is something that you may be overlooking, something that you may have never heard about before. You don't understand a reason to have to actually set up a pipeline to track, to manage, to actually pay attention to ensure consistent follow-up throughout your entire process. You may not know how to do all that. You may not know that if you actually set up a pipeline in stages that go from someone who's inquiring about your services to a proposal that they would like to receive, to how you're negotiating, details in a contract, to finally getting something on the books. That is actually a systematic process that you could have in place that could work on your behalf in the background and allow you to manage your entire business even better. Why? Because you're not losing bookings. It actually is going to help you maximize your conversion rates, right? And if you are available to download the speaker pipeline setup guide that I have for you and pay attention to the stages that it defines for you, then you would be in a better position to manage the processes that you have going on in your business. And so before we build any pipelines, you need to understand why systematic opportunity tracking is essential for the speaking business. So this part I really am going to discuss in regards to the speaking business. Why? Because random opportunity management leads to lost bookings. Meaning, if you are just all over the place and you don't have a system in place, you are actually missing opportunities to get booked, right? You're going to miss the follow-ups. You're not going to know where a person is in the process, what the last thing they asked of you, and it's going to create an inconsistent business growth. And you don't want that. Your pipeline should reflect your actual booking process and help you identify where opportunities may be getting stuck or lost, right? Most speakers, as I am experiencing, have informal processes in their heads, but successful speakers, these speakers that I'm now working with, literally have documented systems that ensure consistency, and it prevents opportunities from falling between the cracks. A well-designed pipeline helps you to forecast your speaking income, identify bottlenecks in your booking process, and ensure appropriate follow-up timing for each opportunity stage. Okay. As I began to develop out more areas of the SpeakerCon conference virtual experience, I'm learning that successful speakers treat opportunity management as seriously as presentation development. They know exactly where each opportunity stands and what action is needed to move forward. All right. So what should or how should your pipeline properly present itself? And what are the stages? What do they mean? What does all of this mean? Okay. There are 5 areas that your pipeline must provide an answer for. How many opportunities are in each stage? That means if I have 5 people interested in booking me and 3 people interested in negotiating with me and 1 successful booking, I know exactly how many different opportunities are currently ongoing in my business. What is the average time between how long it's taking from a person to go from inquiring to actually negotiating? Where do most opportunities get stuck? Are they getting stuck at the money part? Or are they getting stuck at the delivery part, right? What is my conversion rate to go from inquiry all the way to actually getting booked to actually delivering the impact, right? And which follow-up action is the most effective and at what stage? This allows me to really understand my business down to a granular level. Okay. So let me show you a couple of different areas. I'm going to bring up an additional screen here. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba. Share screen. Share the entire screen over there for you guys to be able to see everything that you need to see. All right, there we go. And so I'm going to share some areas of this specific. Let's get all the way back up to the top for you guys. All righty, this implementation guide, this setup guide, this option for you to follow setting up pipelines step by step. And we're going to go through this. And I'm hoping to blow your mind and set your business free. Okay. Because when you try and go through this process without a setup list, without a strategic plan, it can get really, really crazy. Like for me, pipelines, I I have never used them too much prior. And let me say that because again, I didn't understand the necessity for them. I didn't really get why I would need to use them. So let me get a screen up here and let's move this one over so that you guys, because I want to have both windows up. Oh, I did have that one up. And then let me go over to opportunities so I can have us in the right place. And let me see if I can get, yeah, here's one of my old ones. All right. And so let's pull this screen back up for you guys to be able to see. There we go. All right. And so literally, I didn't understand why I needed the pipeline. I didn't understand what pipelines were for. I didn't even know where in the GHL system to go and find them. So I'm going to show you in as overviewish as possible so that you can see the ways that the actual process could happen inside. And so some of the things that you want to think about is making sure that you actually do have your go high. If you're trying to follow along with the information that I'm giving you, you want to make sure that you do already have your go high level account. And if you have no idea where to go and get a go high level account from, you can go to ghl.martinabrityelverton.com, GHL for go high level, ghl.martinabrityelverton.com, and you can get your account. Then you can ensure that once you get your account, you have that account open and you have this access to be able to see your own pipeline management access, because sometimes you're a sub account in someone else's agency and you have not been granted the correct permissions. Okay. And then some systems, you just don't know where to go and look for it at. And so in that instance, you want to make sure that you take the opportunity and you're available to go over. And let's see, I'll just use this one per se because it's blank. You want to make sure that when you get into your system, you look over here on your left menu panel and you go to opportunities. This is where your opportunities and your pipelines will happen. Okay. And that is the area that you utilize to do what you need to do. And it would be nice if I actually pulled it onto the screen so you guys could see it, wouldn't it? There we go. So what you just heard me mention was you go over here inside of your GHL dashboard, you go over here on the left panel, you click on opportunities, and you will be able to see the opportunities and the pipeline. We're running that back for those who thought that they were going crazy because I was talking about it, but you couldn't see it. So you want to make sure that you also have a CRM that is set up and that you already have some contacts, some tags, and some custom fields. Now you're probably going, what do you mean contacts, tags, and custom fields? So guys, in this entire tutorial, we have talked about funnels, websites, CRMs, workflows, email, SMS, custom fields, tags, and today in tutorial 9, we are on pipelines. So if you do not currently have any of this information here, you are behind the curve. If you do not have any tags, which I just mentioned, you are behind the curve. And where do you know that you need to go to get caught up? Where do you guys think that you need to go and get caught up? Number one, you need to come into the BrandYOU community, right? Coming into the BrandYOU community, that would be at community.martinabrityelverton.com. When you come into the community, it will allow you to see all and access all of everything that we have been putting out for you guys. And you will be able to come over here to the emerging speakers and see all of, okay, the videos as well as any of the videos here and the let's see if it'll open that one, and any of the checklists that come with it, okay? You can either look there or you can actually go over and you can tag the YouTube page. You can go to the specific playlist of your choice. I'm going to suggest that you go over to the Watch Me Work Wednesday playlist. You can view that playlist here, or you can simply just go to the videos that are on the main page, okay? So when you go to the videos that are on the main page, you want to look at the last 9 videos. Here we are on the home page. The playlists are available there. Playlist 1, playlist 2. These are the 2 playlists that will give you that information from the funnels, the CRMs, all right, the tags, the websites, everything is here. Okay. All of this here is here. This is where you will be able to find it, okay? But specifically to what we're actually talking about today, I was utilizing the demo account previously. And here inside of the dashboard, going over here on the left-hand side to the opportunities, this will allow us to be here inside of the opportunities and the pipelines area, where you will be able to see a simplistic code incoming. So there are different types of pipelines that you are available to set up from your members. If you want to set up pipelines for free, paid, canceled members, there are different types of pipelines that you are available to set up. From lead, interested, booked, non-interested, or sold. You can set up any type of pipeline that you want to set up, okay? But specific to the one that we are discussing today, we are actually looking at making sure you have somebody in your content retention management system, that you have their contact information, some tags set up, and some custom fields, right? You need to have an understanding of your typical booking process and the timeline. How long does it take an individual to book you if you're a speaker? How long does it take an individual to get in contact with you and book a consultation with you, a call with you, a workshop with you, to get something, some product or service from your company? Do you have workflows or email templates already prepared for automation? Meaning, in each different stage, do you already have an email that automatically goes out and nurtures the interested person, right? And again, a clear definition of your opportunity stages and its criteria. If you do not have this prerequisite information set up, stop, press pause, hold your horses before you try to go through a checklist, because when you're asking for your system to do certain things, your system will be unavailable to do that because you do not have maybe the email in place. You do not yet have maybe an automated invoice that would go out in place, okay? So you will not be able to accurately set up your pipeline because, again, these stages should match how the opportunities actually progress in and through your business, not some theoretical idea. You want to be able to have an initial inquiry stage. That is the stage that captures the contacts who have expressed interest in you, your speaking services, or your business. This is going to include some type of website or funnel where it comes in, right? Then the referral introductions. network conversations, things that you need to say, do, or have move in and through your business, how you qualify them. Do you have a proposal prepared? Do you have a proposal that or a stage that's set up to say, I've sent the proposal and now it's under review? Do you have a stage that includes a negotiation stage, meaning opportunities where the term, the timing, or any type of customization that needs to happen? Do you have that set up? Do you already know in your mind the entire customer journey? If you do not have that thought process in place, press pause. And I say to you, and I want to make it as evidence as when I say press pause, I'm pulling down the screen. I'm telling you, hold your horses. Because if you have not walked through your entire customer's journey, then you won't be able to set up any type of clear automation that authentically follows a pattern that you have not written down or set up yet. I hope that makes sense. I hope that lands with someone. I hope you understand that this is a lot of the thinking that goes on inside of your businesses that most businesses never do. And honestly, gurus never tell you. You really have to know and understand the actual process that every single individual coming to, landing on, getting involved with your business, brand, niche product, or service, you need to know what they go through, or else you can never set up any automations. Okay. And so if you think about, that process, then you are available to say, okay, I get it now. I can set up something that says speaking opportunities. At that time, I can make sure to set up something that says this is for people who have expressed interest in having me speak. They actually found me on, and then where they found me. When they found me there, they were actually able to watch a video, they saw a post, they were able to comment. When they comment, it triggered something. It triggered a form to go out to them, right? It also triggered an email if they filled it out. Once they filled it out, it responded again with an email or a text message. Like I'm telling you, these are the different things that you need to think about, because when they're filling out your form, if they don't complete every aspect of the form won't send. Do you guys receive that is actually a pre-qualifying stage for you? If they say, hey, I tried to fill your form out, it just wouldn't go. Trust me and ask me how I know. I tried to fill your form out and I just couldn't get it to send. I tried to fill your form out and even though, I don't know the actual date of the event, I want to book you to speak. That is not a person that you are openly willing to work with, because you got to have some tentative date. Even if you know it's May of 2026, you may not know it's May 18th of 2026. Okay, so either you're going to put May 1st or May 31st, right? To get that form to process. Because if the individual or the EP is saying, well, we would love to have you come and speak, but we just couldn't, get your form to process. On my speaking page as well, if I'm not mistaken, let me verify, because, I ain't going to be on here telling no lie. On here, it also says, let's bring that back onto the screen so you guys to see it. If they're down here trying to create the form, and for some reason they're having trouble getting the form to go and do, and they're on this form, and they say, I just couldn't get the form to process. These little asterisks are letting you know that these are areas that must be completed. And even if you couldn't complete this form, contact me is up here, right? When you say contact me, it's going to pop you open. Here's another form. It's a simple form, your name, your mobile number, your email address, and what it is. You can say in there, hey, I tried to reach out to and book you for. Like, this is letting you know a person is really, really interested in. Now, you saw how I just set the link to come from this page to a speaking form or to a basic contact form. Well, here's the beauty. If I am able to receive this contact form and it tells me that it came from my speaking page, then that is already letting my system know this is the link that was used from my speaking page. So instantly my system is looking at that like, why didn't they just fill out the form on the page? That's going to allow me to already pre-qualify, what are we doing here? You see what I'm saying? So again, you want to make sure that your entire system is set up so that it makes sense for you for how you will manage the individuals going through your entire system. Okay. Again, you want to look at having your workflows to manage the progression. Your pipeline and the automation ensures that consistent follow-up and appropriate actions happen at each stage without overwhelming you with manual tasks, right? The workflows handle the routine of sending a pipeline individual from where they come in. Let's see if I can get that screen back up for you. For where they come in interested, and whether they purchase a product service that you have, and whether they're added to a group. You also may be using a different pipeline where, let's get to a different one. Where they come in as a lead, they indicate on some level or another that they're interested, they book a specific appointment where you determine whether or not they were interested after that, and whether or not, if they were interested, they moved on to getting sold on something, or they're not interested and now they're moved out of this pipeline. This way, you always know where a person is within your system. Your pipeline data will provide you some valuable insights that help you optimize your booking process and improve conversion rates over time. This analysis that we provide inside of your checklist will help you identify again what is working and what is not. When you go through setting up your structure, when you determine the initial inquiry, whether or not they're going to be qualified, the proposal that you may have, whether it's sent and received, so you do have to have it prepared. All right. Then you're available to see when it gets sent. All right. Beyond when it's going to get sent, when it's under review, what are they going through? What are they looking at? What are their thoughts about it? And all of that, as well as when they actually book, and then whether or not you lost it because you didn't follow up, or you declined it altogether because it didn't convert into a booking or something that works for you. You want to know this about every process with every interested individual that comes through your entire system. Okay, I hope that's making sense for you. I hope you can see how this actually can work to your benefit. Okay, beyond that, understanding how to move a person from an inquiry to qualifications. You want to make sure that you look through this. Did the client or contact express genuine interest in the speaking services? Qualify them. You want to make sure that you are qualifying them before moving them into proposal preparations. Did you go through these steps and make sure these were done? Once the proposal is prepared based on any customized things that you talked about, then you are available to send it. Now you can move into the proposal was sent into, it's now under review. They've confirmed the review process. Now you're looking at the timeline and the process, things are understood, whether or not there are some key stakeholders that needed to get involved in ensuring that everything is good within the contract. Now you need to know whether or not the prospect expressed interest in moving forward. Were there any updates or negotiations needed for as timing or deliverables or anything like that? Now you're moving, now that you've made all those updates and everybody's good to go, all the terms were agreed upon by both parties, the contract and everything got executed, the payment terms were confirmed, a deposit was received. Now you can move them from negotiation into booking. All of this happens on automation. And how do you know that it happens on automation? Because when the agreement is received, then it hits your system. Why? Because they get the speaker term, they're looking at it, they're checking off boxes, and they're actually signing it. Once it gets signed, then it's going to be returned to you, and your system is going to receive it and move it from negotiation into confirmation. When the deposit gets paid, that is another trigger in the system that says, hey, we've moved forward. Or if you are at a stage where you actually have lost the client or you ended up not declining the actual speaking event. Okay. Again, you can have pipeline automations and all of this set up. Again, we want to make sure you understand workflow triggers. Here is an entire checklist on each different area you want to make sure is set up, as well as I've ensured that, let me move myself over here. I've actually ensured that you have some activities daily, weekly, monthly, things that you need to do. And finally, maybe some things that you need to do quarterly, as well as some performance metrics to be able to determine, is my stuff converting? Some reporting features, again, some integrations between your calendar and your CRM, making sure that your email integrations, your workflow integrations. I know this seems like a lot, right? But again, once you set this up the one time and you begin to see all of this firing off in your system for you on automation, nurturing everything on your behalf while you catching them Z's, you catching them coins, I promise you, you will be the better for it and it will make perfect sense. Why? Because now you're able to look at your system. You're able to focus more on the impact that you have than worrying about whether or not your system is actually churning and it's actually earning. Okay. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I hope you guys can see and understand. You need to know every aspect of your business. And it starts with number one, getting your GHL account. Number two, joining us inside of the free community so you can learn more. And if you are an individual, you absolutely know this is not for me. I definitely suggest that you download the setup guide. You have a look at this with a clear mind. You determine whether or not, these stage definitions, the automation recommendations, the performance analysis that is all in this checklist. If it is overwhelmed, then it sounds like you may be ready for the done with you or the done for you implementation. And one of the best ways that you can opt in and get this done with you and for you is actually by registering at 2025, speakercon2025.martinabrityelverton.com. This will allow you to get placed on a list to go into a drawing for one of 3 slots that are available for the registered people joining us at SpeakerCon 2025 this November. Okay. We are about, I don't know, maybe a good core hour or so from actually launching the registration page for SpeakerCon 2025. For now, you can go to speakerconconference.com to find out more. But I'm going to suggest, if you want to have us work with you in getting this done, then you take the opportunity to go to speakercon2025.martinabrityelverton.com. This is the page that I have set up. I have about 20 to 30 tabs open on 1, 2, 3 different browsers. I'm surprised my system is going. Anyway, this will allow you to come over here to the registration page, and it will allow you to find out more about SpeakerCon 2025. Go ahead and pop in your first name, your mobile number, and your best email address. Go ahead and select that you would like to receive any notifications from the BrandMaster and add you to the registrants list. And then this will populate you over to actually register on the SpeakerCon conference page. I'm going to do a drawing from those of you who register with me to be my special guest, because you will be entered to win the bragging rights of working directly with the BrandMaster to have your entire business and brand and speaking system set up on your behalf. Okay. I hope that is of interest to you. I hope the information that I have shared with you today is of interest and value to you, and that you will want to know more about this Go High Level system, because next week I'm actually showing you how to create the GHL calendars that streamline your booking and your event coordination process, right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted each and every time we go live.